Well, hi everybody. I'm here at the Shusha Global Media Forum and I'm with Seamus Clancy from LinkedIn. Now, Seamus, I was going to ask you for your top tips on how to utilize LinkedIn in the age of AI, but I thought what I'd do is expose myself completely and hand over my own LinkedIn profile so that you could rip it to shreds, and in doing so we might learn a thing or two about how to optimize the platform.
Okay, so a couple of things I'd point out. So firstly, you're doing a couple of things really well. Firstly, you have your picture, okay, that's crucial. I mean, people want to engage with people that they actually know and can see. That's the biggest mistake I see people make, okay? A couple of things I'd point out as well here is you've also got 500 plus connections, so you've actually got a good followership. You have your current role, you have your university, so all good so far. So if you scroll down here, the other thing I actually like here as well is you're actually posting on a regular engagement, and when you do post, you're getting engagement. So for example, your last post was 1,127 post impressions, which is very, very impressive. Anytime you get over 1,000, it's good. Okay, so your posts are landing. There's a couple of things that I would highlight here. So firstly, I like the way your experience is up to date. So you have your current role, you have your previous roles. It's very important that all of these roles are here. So even when you started from college, you might have done 6 months in an apprenticeship program, it's important that you have them there, okay? So you've got a good history there, that's very impressive. The other thing I would say as well is, as you move away from your experience, you move towards education. And here we can see that you are in Cardiff University. Again, what I'd say here is don't be afraid to add any profiles or any kind of certificates that you might have. Again, this is what employers are looking for, or people that might be wanting to engage with you. They want to understand more about you, okay? Skills as well, you may have read about or you might have heard. I mean, it's going to be a skills first employment market going forward. So companies are actively hiring right now based on skills first.
And Seamus, I'm obviously a journalist and I'm keen to promote interest in the company that I work for, get people involved in debates, things like that, like as I'm sure everybody else is. Can you tell us about some of the tips and tricks and techniques people, because sometimes we hear messages about, make sure you put the link in the comments, yeah. And I think if I look at my own data on here as well, yeah. Sometimes it is a bit of a mystery. I'll post a video that I think is very professional and we'll get a couple of thousand views, and then there'll be just a still image that looks relatively innocuous and it'll get 10, 20,000 views. So is there a sort of a set of heuristics almost that we should be following?
Yeah, so I mean, there's no what I would call a silver bullet in this regard, but what I find works well and other authors find works well is they will post regularly, okay, which you're doing. They'll post at certain types of the day as well. So for example, I've gotten more interaction early in the AM. Okay, so for example, I'll post something in the morning, I'll get far many more impressions than I would in the evening, okay? But what's crucial is when you do post, you post authentically. You post with a human voice, okay? Try and make it as casual. Formal tends to turn people off, specifically from an engagement point of view. And then when you're engaging, use pictures, use media, use videos, but also use hashtags, because the beauty of hashtags is they open you up to an audience that you currently don't have. So if you're talking about green skills, for example, or you're talking about a country, Gaza or whatever, you hashtag that so that you land in the inbox or land in the timeline of people that are interested in that topic. That's how you get more impressions.
Fantastic stuff. Seamus, thank you so much for joining us here in Azerbaijan. So there you have it, some simple tips and techniques, whether you work in the media or anywhere else and are just keen to get the most out of LinkedIn.